It's not a job, we do it because we love it, and it's not 9 to 5. There's no clock on, no clock off really. So if something needs to be done at 1 o'clock in the morning, guess what? You're out there doing it. And there's been times when stuff's gone wrong, cattle have got out of paddocks, and Duke's been out there with me, and you just got to do what you got to do. Like, it's not a very forgiving lifestyle, and it's definitely not a McLeod's daughter. So if you ever see McLeod's daughters, it's a complete opposite to that, and that's probably the best way to sum it up. I'm Beck Smith, and this is Evangee Station near Stonehenge. To be honest, I am still trying to sink in and let it be real. I'm blown away because from the get-go, I thought Duke and I were just the ring-ins. And obviously the other dogs, they're very well, trained and stuff like that, and they have the finer qualities, where Duke and I are very much just mulga people and rough around the edges. You need a dog that's tough, that can go the distance, and we've got hard cattle, so you've got to have a dog that is pretty big and bold and brave to put the cattle back in their place and make them respect him and go where he wants them to go, because there's really no room for error in the mulga blocks, really. Women, we've had to work twice as hard because this is very much male-dominated industry, so no, it's so bloody good, I reckon. When I'm out mustering, I often can't see very far out into the scrub, so I've just got to send Duke in and rely on him to do all the thinking and to bring the stock out to me. Living on my own, I definitely wouldn't be able to do half the things that I do. Like, for example, with Duke, the end of last year when it was drought and I had a unwell bull and I had to bring him into home, which it was only about 20 kilometres, and it should have only taken a few hours in a straight line, but because of the thick scrub, for 8 hours Duke was with me, and I had to, obviously I couldn't just go on a straight line, I'd have to detour around, pick a path through all the thick scrub, and Duke stuck with the bull, and then if I couldn't find them, Duke would come back to me and then lead me back to the bull. So I mean, you can't complain about that. So with the winnings, I'm planning, hopefully, to import either a pup or potentially semen from Border Collie lines in the States, because I really like those dogs over there. They're a little bit harder, and I think they'd be great for the country that I'm in out here. Evangee is southwest of Longreach in Western Queensland, so I'm about 2 hours away. So it's 130,000 acres. We are on the cusp of the famous Channel Country in Western Queensland, so we do have a little bit of the Thompson River flows through Evangee, but yeah, predominantly it's rocks and mulga trees. So with the floods, we had 20 inches of rain in 7 days, so that's 2 years worth of rain in a week, and 70% of my place was inundated with water at the peak of the floods. So with the win, that was my little light at the end of the tunnel. It was a nice distraction. It was a positive, it was something that I was chipping away at each day while I was doing the flood recovery, which, is a pretty downer type of situation to be in. But yeah, the Cobber challenge was a nice little positive to be concentrating on.